Chapter 2. The Gathering Storm. The dawn broke over Braemere with a sky the color of molten steel. The mist that clung to the cliffs had begun to lift, revealing the jagged coastline below. Kaelin stood at the edge of the cliff, staring out at the horizon where the sea met the sky, lost in thought. Behind him, the quiet rustle of footsteps broke his reverie. Serenia Valenwood approached, her long cloak trailing over the dewy grass. The exiled priestess of the old gods carried herself with an air of quiet authority, her presence both calming and unsettling. "You're leaving," Serenia said softly. Kaelin nodded without turning to face her. "There's nothing left for me here." "You don't believe that." He sighed, his gaze still fixed on the sea. "I've spent my life trying to outrun my past, but it seems the past has a way of catching up." Serenia stepped closer, her voice gentle but firm. "The throne calls to you, Kaelin. You've seen the visions, haven't you?" Kaelin's shoulders tensed. He had seen the visions. Fragments of a shattered throne, a realm in chaos, and a darkness rising from the shadows. The visions haunted his dreams, leaving him restless and weary. "They're just dreams," he muttered. "No," Serenia said. "They're warnings." Kaelin finally turned to face her, his expression guarded. "Why do you care? Why follow me?" Serenia met his gaze without flinching. "Because the gods may have abandoned us, but the old magic remains. And if we don't act, that magic will fall into the hands of those who would use it to bring about our ruin." Kaelin studied her for a moment, before nodding slowly. "Then let's not waste time." Together, they walked toward the path that led down from the cliffs. The journey ahead would be long and perilous, but Kaelin knew there was no turning back. The storm was gathering, and destiny awaited. The forest of Mournshade loomed ahead, its twisted branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The path beneath Kaelin's boots was uneven, littered with fallen leaves and the occasional glimmer of dew. He adjusted the strap of his sword belt, his eyes scanning the shadows with practiced vigilance. Serenia walked beside him, her staff tapping lightly against the ground with each step. The crystal at its tip glowed faintly, illuminating the dense underbrush in a soft amber light. "We should make camp soon," Serenia suggested, breaking the silence. Kaelin glanced at the horizon, where the fading light of day painted the sky in hues of gold and crimson. "Not here. The forest is too quiet." "Too quiet," Serenia echoed, raising an eyebrow. Kaelin nodded. "No birds, no insects. It means something else is hunting here." Serenia's grip tightened on her staff. "Malric's influence?" "Possibly," Kaelin said. "Or worse." As if on cue, a low growl echoed through the trees. Kaelin's hand went to his sword, the blade sliding free with a metallic hiss. Serenia raised her staff, the crystal at its tip brightening. From the shadows emerged a creature unlike anything Kaelin had seen before. Its body was a grotesque amalgamation of fur and scales, its eyes glowing a sickly yellow. It moved on 4 limbs, each ending in razor-sharp claws that gleamed in the dim light. Kaelin took a step forward, positioning himself between the creature and Serenia. "Stay behind me." Serenia muttered a soft incantation under her breath, the runes on her cloak shimmering faintly. "I can handle myself." The creature lunged, its claws slashing through the air. Kaelin met it head-on, his blade flashing in a precise arc that forced the beast to retreat. Serenia unleashed a burst of light from her staff, striking the creature in its side and eliciting a guttural snarl. The battle was brief but brutal. Kaelin's strikes were methodical, each one driving the creature closer to defeat. Serenia's magic served as both offense and defense, her radiant spells blinding the creature and leaving it vulnerable. When the creature finally fell, its body dissolved into a black mist that dissipated into the night. Kaelin wiped his blade clean on the grass, his breathing steady but heavy. "They're getting bolder," Serenia said, lowering her staff. Kaelin sheathed his sword. And more dangerous. We can't keep running, Serenia said, her tone firm. If Malric's creatures are already this far south, it means he's gaining power faster than we anticipated. Kaelin met her gaze, his green eyes hard. Then we'll stop running. We'll face him head on. Serenia studied him for a moment before nodding. Then let's keep moving. The storm is closer than we thought. As they pressed deeper into the forest, the faint glow of Serenia's staff lit their path, the shadows of Mornshade closing in around them. The gathering storm was no longer a distant threat.